Good afternoon, dear colleagues. It's a great honor for me to be here. I'm a journalist from Russia. For more than 20 years, I worked for state Russian television. But when Vladimir Putin announced his so-called special military operation, I was working on the main evening news broadcast. To be honest, at that moment, I was a part of huge Kremlin propaganda machine that spreads lies and hides the truth from people inside Russia. But the war against Ukraine was a point of no return for me. I couldn't not remain silent any longer. So on March 14, 2022, I went on a live broadcast and shouted, "No to war, stop the war." In my hands, I held a poster that read, "No war, stop the war. Don't believe propaganda, they are lying to you here, Russians against the war." That image, thank you so much. That image traveled around the world within minutes. My protest lasted only 6 seconds, but these 6 seconds were the truth of the endless stream of Kremlin lies. They arrested me immediately. My lawyer told me, according new Russian law, so-called fake news about Russian army, I could face up to 15 years in prison. But I was ready to go to prison for the right to speak the truth and oppose the war. The Russian authorities didn't know how to handle my case, so they tried to ignore it, hoping I would get scared, stay silent, and just quietly leave the country. But I didn't stay silent. I continued to speak out against the war and publish anti-war posts. After the Russian missile strike killed children in the Ukrainian city of Vinnytsia, I protested again, this time near the Kremlin. I put 2 baby dolls at my feet and held the sign that read, "Putin is the killer, his soldiers are fascist. How many more children must die before you stop?" At 6 o'clock in the morning, around a dozen police officers broke into my home and took me to a detention center. I spent night in a cell. The next day, a judge placed me under house arrest where I have to wait my verdict. That was the moment when I perfectly realized if I don't want to spend all my life in Russian prison, I have to escape. So 9 days before the trial, I cut off my electronic bracelet and crossed the border illegally with my daughter under cover of night. Our escape was extremely dangerous. We changed cars 7 times. We spent night moving through the forest and plowed fields, getting stuck in the mud and hiding from border patrol vehicles. The stress was unbearable, but we escaped. And today we are living in France as a refugee. Since then, Russian authorities designated me as a foreign agent and an enemy of state. They sentenced me in absentia to 8.5 years in prison. My former husband, who supports so-called special military operation, used court to revoke my parental rights. And yet, I consider myself lucky. I managed to escape from Russia. Thousands of others did not. According to human rights organizations, there are around 2,000 political prisoners in Russia now, more than in the latest Soviet period. Today, I stand before you not speak about myself. I stand here to speak about them. Look at this photo. This is Maria Ponomarenko, a journalist and mother of 2. She was sentenced to 6 years in prison for just one anti-war post. In prison, she was beaten by guards. She was psychologically abused. She was forcibly given antipsychotic drugs. She was put in solitary confinement at least 13 times. The conditions were terrible. There were rats running around. And even after all of this, Russian state keeps bringing new charges against her. This is 15 years old political prisoner, Arseny Turbin, the youngest political prisoner in Russia. He was arrested for handing out leaflets. Leaflets that ask one simple question: do you really need president look like this? He was interrogated alone, without his parents, without a lawyer. Investigators added the transcript and added confession he never made. Then they sentenced him to 5 years in prison for participating in a terrorist organization. 5 years, he was only 15. And municipal deputy Alexei Gorinov, he was the first person in Russia to be sentenced for speaking out against the war. In March 2022, he suggested holding a minute of silence for children killed in Ukraine. In any normal democratic country, that would be seen as simple human gesture. But in Russia, this small act of compassion was enough to send him to 7 years in prison. In prison, they secretly recorded him, and for anti-war remarks he made in private conversation, they extended his sentence for 3 more years. This is pediatrician Nadezhda Buyanova. Her case shows how far this repressive system is willing to go. She was arrested after the mother of a 7-year-old patient reported her. Allegedly, she made anti-war comments during a routine medical appointment. For that unproven remark, the state sentenced her to 5.5 years in prison, 5.5 years for something that had never made happen. Engineer Igor Baryshnikov was sentenced to 7.5 years for just 2 social media posts. Can you imagine 2 Facebook posts? Now he's in critical condition, quite literally hanging between life and death. His lawyer said, if Igor Baryshnikov is not included in an exchange this year, we may lose him. I could list the names of political prisoners endlessly. The 30 director Evgenia Berkovich, playwright Svetlana Petrychuk, Navalny's lawyers Vadim Kobzev, Alexei Lipser and Igor Sergunin, politician Lev Schlossberg, historian Alexander Skobov, journalist Antonina Favorskaya, mathematician Azat Miftakhov, artist Lyudmila Razumova, stand-up comedian Artemий Astanin. These are not isolated cases. They are part of systematic campaign of political repression. Many of them risk of dying in prison. They urgently need international attention. They need diplomatic pressure. They need your voice. Please help to save political prisoners in Russia. Thank you so much for your attention.